Hello, we're picking up with the Gospel of John, chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, continuing with Jesus at the wedding feast in Cana of Galilee. So, verse 8, Soko de karera ni iwareta. There, soko de karera, to them, ni iwareta. Iwareta is the past form of the verb eu, to say. So, saith unto them. These are the quote markers here again in Japanese, and he is talking about Jesus. So let's see what Jesus said. Sa, which means like come now. Kunde means to draw out, the te form of the verb kumu, to draw water. Rori ga shira no tokoro ni mote ikinasai. So Rori, probably you may have seen that as character for food. Gashira by itself can mean like the head, so the head person in charge of the food. I guess here is talking about the governor of the feast. So Rori Gashira no Tokoro, place where he's at, ni to mote iki nasai. So mote iku is to take or carry, so this nasai means to please take and carry to the place where the head of the feast is, the water that you have drawn. And next, suruto karera wa motte ita. So suruto, and thereupon karera, they, wa topic marker, motte ita. Again, it's the same motte ita, motte iku verb, and they took and carried it, talking about the shimobotachi, for the persons who had drawn the water. Verse 9. Urori ga shira wa budoshu ni natta mizu o namete mita ga. So here's Urori ga shira again, which is now translated here as like the ruler of the feast, but up here it was translated as the governor of the feast. Not sure why there's a difference, but so the ruler of the feast. Budo means grapes, and shu is a character for alcohol, so budo shu is wine. It's wine here. Ni nata. Nata is the past form of the verb naru, to become. Mizu, water. O, so direct the object. Namete mitaga. I guess it's from the verb nameru, to taste, so it's the te form of the verb nameru. And this te mita pattern, or te miru pattern, means to try and do something or try and see. And here, I guess this is where I found it a little difficult reading Japanese initially, because it's a subject object verb language, where English is a subject verb object. So Japanese, the verb comes at the end of the sentence, and you may have to read from the back to the front. So here he's talking about the Urori Gashira as far as the governor of the feast, or ruler of the feast. Mizu o namete mita. So he tried and tasted what? The water that had become the wine. And reading on, Sore ga doko kara kita. Sore ga doko kara kita no ka shiranakata no de. So sore, that, it's talking about the water that had become wine. Sore ga doko, where, kara is from, kita, past form the verb kuru, to come. No ka, not quite sure exactly what that means. I don't know if it may mean like doubt, as we talked about earlier in the other lesson, expressing doubt. Shiranakata, past form, negative, plain negative of the verb shiru, to know. So he did not know. And here, no de, because. So here again, reading from the back to the front, because he did not know, where it came from. We're talking about the water that become wine. And here are just parentheticals. These aren't quote markers, just words in parentheses that match up with the parentheses here. So because he did not know where the water that become wine had come from, in the parentheses say Mizu, the water. Your water, O Kunda. We looked at that earlier when Jesus told them to draw the water up here. So here's Kunda, but the past form. So Mizu o Kunda, Shimobetachi's servants. What did they know? Shite Ita. So they did know the servants again who had drawn the water. They knew where the water that had become wine had come from. But I guess just regarding here the parenthetical, so this picking back up with the note here, because the ruler of the feast did not know where this water that had become wine had come from. He Hanamuku o Yonde. So Hanamuku is bridegroom. Yonde, te form the verb yomu, to call. So because of that, he called the bridegroom. And so I guess my thinking was we're trying to go through the Gospel of John chapter 2, and then I'll post a link to a website where they have the text, and you can also listen to the audio. So hopefully slowly over time going through a chapter, then you can try to read along and listen to it and develop some proficiency, because I think that's probably the best way to learn. Okay. Sayonara. Continuation of the Gospel of John chapter 2. So eventually we would cover the whole chapter, and then I guess in another video post you can try to follow along with this page from the Word Project. It has a Gospel of John chapter 2 with the text, and also if you see up here you can click here and it has the audio, and you can try to follow along, which I think will be good practice. And I'll post the link to this Word Project page in the post.